So if you guys did not know, Shohei Ohtani is currently hitting like 140 on the season. He's 3 for 20 something. He has been really bad inside the batter's box. So in an effort to try and break the slump, he was giving his dead bat some CPR. I thought that this was really funny. Some other players like Akil Baddoo and Dansby Swanson might want to do the same thing, because Akil is 0 for 10 with 5 strikeouts and Dansby Swanson has 10 strikeouts in his first 16 at-bats. That's not going to cut it. Anyways, what's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. We have so much to talk about today. Steven Kwan, Babe Ruth himself, okay, I'm just joking, and Wander Franco both made history yesterday. Brett Phillips is doing Brett Phillips things, and Alec Bohm said out loud that he effing hates this place, meaning Philadelphia and its fans. So we're going to talk about what he meant, why he said it, and what he said after the game to apologize. We have been gaining subscribers like crazy, so if you're into baseball, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. And also, if you're going to any games anytime soon, remember to use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save yourself 20 bucks off your order. The Padres faced off against the Giants. I'm talking about this first because we have two twins in the same game, Taylor and Tyler Rogers. They exchanged lineup cards. It was a very cool moment to begin the game. Now let's focus on the game itself, as Yastrzemski makes a terrific grab over in right field. I wish that he was called up sooner, because he has 17 DRS and a 121 OPS plus in his first 304 games, so he has been a straight up baller. Alex Wood tried to give it his all on this play, but Profar is able to motor and get to first base to grab the Padres' first run, and then Austin Nola socks one to left field to give Nick Martinez the lead. Martinez was lights out, ending his night with 6 strikeouts and 5 innings of work, but then Yaz does it again. The only downside is he caught the ball, yes, but he allowed the runner to advance on a sac fly, and then Tyler Rogers botches a double play, so the run scores. Profar, just like Yaz, was showing off the defense, but in left field, he makes a sensational catch to save the game. He had to travel 90 plus feet for this one. Cronenworth gives Taylor Rogers, the brother, an insurance run, and he notches his 3rd save of the year, and his brother Tyler gets the loss. Let's talk about the Angels and the Marlins. Mike Trout was a late game scratch, so let's see if the kids can come up huge. Ohtani and Max Stassi get on for Brandon Marsh, who delivers. Brandon Marsh as a kid must have wanted to be an astronaut, because this dude hit one to the moon, and Joe Adele, his AAA buddy, must have felt left out. He tattoos his first home run of the season, and I wonder if Mike Trout makes these guys nervous. Like, we have to live up to that guy, the GOAT, so as soon as he was out of the lineup, they were able to focus and kind of settle down. Either way, they didn't even need Trouty yesterday, because Lorenzen was nearly unhittable. 7 strikeouts on 2 hits in 6 innings. Marsh and Adele team up again in the 8th. They drove in all 6 runs, and Sanchez, for the Marlins, he had 2 home runs in yesterday's game, so I wanted to shout him out. But the bullpen for the Angels, between Aaron Loop, Ryan Tepera, and Raisel Iglesias, they're going to be key if the Angels ever want to make a playoff push in 2022. Moving over to another AL West team, the A's faced off against the Rays, and Luis Patino unfortunately left the game early with a left oblique strain, and it didn't get any easier from there for Tampa Bay fans, because Seth Brown demolished his 2nd 3-run bomb of the season. Chad Pinder goes back-to-back, and then Elvis Andrus, who I can't believe is still in baseball, gives Paul Blackburn an 8-0 lead after another 3-run home run. Paul Blackburn had 7 strikeouts and 5 shutout innings. He only allowed 3 base hits, but 2 of those came off Wander Franco. We're going to talk about Wander in just a moment. Outfielder Brett Phillips comes in to save the bullpen depth, and he makes an insane catch off the mound in foul territory. This guy is so much fun to watch, even when he's not really doing anything important. Now, speaking of some fun, Oakland fans had fun watching a 4 home run night, including this grand slam from Sheldon Noisy. Wander Franco, though, I do want to mention, had 3 hits. So he has 3 hits in 3 out of his first 4 games. He's the 2nd player 21 or younger to ever do that to begin a season. The Tigers versus the Red Sox. This was the Javier Baez breakout game, but before that happened, Miggy had a sac fly to give Detroit an early lead for Matt Manning, who was disgusting. He was perfect through 4 innings before the broadcaster brought up that he was perfect and immediately jinxed it. He did get some help on some slick defense from Javier Baez and Austin Meadows, and unfortunately he does allow a solo shot to JD Martinez, but that did not faze him for the rest of the game. He gets through 6 innings of 1-hit baseball, the best start of his young career, and enter Javier Baez, the closest thing to a walk-off home run that you can get without it being a walk-off home run. Hit it in the bottom of the 8th. He tomahawked this pitch at his chin, driving in Austin Meadows. Gregory Soto notches a save, and Miguel Cabrera is now just 9 hits away from 3,000 and 3 doubles away from 600. He would be the 3rd player ever to join the 3,000 and 600 club. I got to talk about Steven Kwan. I keep getting those names mixed up. Stephen Kwan is Stephen Kwan, not Babe Ruth. Steven takes a walk in the first inning, which means that he had gotten on base in 9 consecutive at-bats. He scores on an Ahmed Rosario hustle single. Bobby Witt Jr., I do want to shout him out because he has not been very good in the batter's box, but defensively, again, he's been really annoying. He is leading the league, and he's got dog in him. I will give him that. Now, fast forward to the fourth. Mercado connects again. He had 5 RBIs in the previous game. He has 2 more on this home run in the fourth. And props to Kansas City because they made it a game. They come back to tie it up. But then J-Ram and Franmil, they grab it back in the 7th. And at this point, I'm feeling nervous because we do not have the best bullpen. But Stephen Kwan wraps his arms around me on a 3-run base-clearing triple. Cleveland scored 27 runs in 2 games after scoring 1 in the first 2 games of the season. Stephen Kwan made some history on base 15 times through his first 4 career games, which is the most since 1900. None of us were born at that point, and you're not impressed? Stephen Kwan has not swung and missed at a baseball this entire year, and he has not struck out since last year in September. So all of spring training, these first 4 games, it's been a couple months since the guy struck out. He's insane. So let's talk about a few shutouts, shall we? We have the Baltimore Orioles facing off against the Brewers. And yes, the Brewers got shut out, but Tyrone Taylor tried his best to keep the Orioles from scoring, and he had 2 spectacular plays to keep the game 0-0. Well, until the second, when 2021 breakout star Cedric Mullins comes in clutch, Jorge Mateo's top 1% sprint speed helped Cedric grab 2 RBIs for Bruce Zimmerman, who tossed 4 shutout innings but won't get the W because if you're new to baseball, you are required to go 5 innings to be eligible to pick up a W in Major League Baseball. The bullpen does its job, and the Baltimore Orioles are no longer the final winless team in Major League Baseball, win number 1. The Twins blanked the Mariners. 2020 Dylan Bundy showed up for Minnesota. Jorge Polanco gives him his first run of support, and it would have been more if the Mariners didn't use a perfect relay to nab Miguel Sano at home. Bundy leaves after 5 shutout innings, so because he went 5, he can pick up the W. He only threw 67 pitches, so he could have gone more, but the early season is meant to get the arm loosened up, so they took him out. Buxton gets on with his second double of the day, and the Twins offense does its thing, pounds 3 consecutive pitches to put them up 4-0. Another shutout, the Yankees surprisingly got shut out yesterday. George Springer with his second dinger of the season. That was pretty much the lone mistake from Jameson Taillon, and you know who didn't make a mistake? Alec Manoah didn't make a single mistake pitch all night. He was fired up after 7 strikeouts, only 1 hit in 6 shutout innings. George Springer drives in the 3rd run, so he drove in every single run for Toronto yesterday. He drives in on-base machine Santiago Espinal, and the Yankees were doomed by the double play ball. First, it was Josh Donaldson, and then Gleyber Torres in the 9th helps Jordan Romano before striking out Kyle Higashioka for his 26th consecutive save converted. He has been nasty. We have the Nationals versus the Braves. Josh Bell and Lane Thomas jump all over Huascar Ynoa. I still cannot believe that the Nationals got Lane Thomas for 78-year-old John Lester, who is now retired, and although the Cardinals do have a crowded outfield, I feel like Lane Thomas maybe could have been their DH, but I guess they're going to go with Dickerson and Pujols. But this is all about the Nationals. Michael reminds us of that with a 2-run tater to cap off a 5-run third. Josh Rogers, good for him with a spot start in replacement of the injured Anibal Sanchez, tossing 5 1/3, only allowed 2 hits and 1 earned run. Shout out Josh Rogers. Thomas and Bell do more damage later on, and the same with Michael Franco as he drives in his 5th RBI on a wild 4-hit night, and the Nationals win 11-2. The Phillies and the Mets, this one was a wild game because Alec Bohm was talking crap. There was a comeback. Let's just talk about this because it was the first of 19 games between the Phillies and the Mets this year. I need to go to one of those games, and I cannot wait to see how these series plays out. This game was all New York through the first 7 innings. Taiwan threw 2 perfect innings before having to leave with a knee injury. David Peterson comes in for 4 shutout innings of relief. Now, speaking of relief, Nick Nelson and the Phillies bullpen shut it down as well. They only allowed 2 hits over the final 6 innings, and this gave the offense some time to get things going, and it all started with an Alec Bohm walk in the 8th inning. There was a Kyle Schwarber single, so he drove an Alec Bohm, a JT Realmuto no doubt shot. Rhys Hoskins drove in another on a double, I believe, and then Didi Gregorius doubles as well. They hand the lead, see what I did there, to Brad Hand. He comes in versus his former team, and Philadelphia saves Alec Bohm from a true day of misery because the kid made 3 errors. Now, luckily, he was great inside the batter's box, box, but there was a point where because he made so many errors, when he made a routine play, the Phillies fan base started cheering for him like, way to go, kid, you didn't mess that one up. And in return, he said, I effing hate this place. Now, of course, it was the heat of the moment. He did not mean it. And after the game, he clarified and apologized. So shout out to Alec Bohm for being the bigger person, because he could have lied and said he said something else.
Look, emotions got the best of me. You know, I said it. And do I mean it? No. And it's a frustrating night for me, obviously. You know, made a few mistakes in the field. And look, these people, these fans, they just want to win. And I mean, you heard it. We come back. They're great. I'm sorry for them. You know, I don't mean that. And emotions just got the best of me.
So you actually love this place?
Yeah. You know what? I do. Yeah.
Now, last but not least, the Rockies versus the Rangers. Taylor Hearn gives up 1 run in the first, but was absolutely nails the next 3 innings. 4 innings of work with 6 strikeouts. He kept Texas close, and the offense rewarded him. Nate Lowe and Adolis Garcia team up to grab a 3-1 lead in the 4th and the 5th. But it vanishes pretty soon after. Multiple Texas errors gives Colorado a chance to get back in the game, and then CJ Cron punishes this ball 451 feet. He does not need Coors Field to hit a baseball very far. Willie Calhoun, who once upon a time had 21 home runs in 80 games back in 2019, delivers in the pinch. No, literally, he was the pinch hitter. Jose Iglesias, he comes up clutch for the Rockies. He uses the extra inning rule to grab a free RBI, and Connor Joe rips his 2nd home run of the season. Connor Joe has 10 home runs and a combined 125 OPS plus over his last 67 games. That'll get the job done. Adolis Garcia knocks in 1 after beating out a throw, but the game ends on an unfortunate slide rule violation from Mitch Garver at second base. So even though they were in striking distance, the game was over. All right, everyone. Well, that is going to do it for today's MLB recap. If you did enjoy, do not forget to leave a like, subscribe, and a reminder, use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek if you're going to any concerts or baseball games anytime soon. And let's go ahead and roll those web gems, shall we?
2 runs or less in 3 of those games. This one bounced up the middle. Jazz gets to it, up, throws, and gets the play at first base. Terrific.
Pops up in a strong throw. That's one thing I love to see. Jazz is really good at popping back up, and his arm is strong enough.
Flares this one into the outfield. This is trouble. Here comes Teoscar. He makes a sliding catch.
Also, and he felt something. But what a catch as he.
Down the right field line. Harper sprinting over toward foul territory. Sliding attempt. He made the grab. What a play by Bryce. Outstanding.
Yes, well, things are going to have to get a little bit better on the mound.
That's a shot into right. And on the run. Catch by Phillips.
Good defender.
Hit hard. That's hit hard. Mondesi has it and has time with Reyes running. So Mondesi's made 2 good plays up the middle.